The Soo Theatre opened in March of 1930. For 40 years, it was a multi-use theater with live shows and films. The theater was split into red and blue cinemas in May of 1974. The theater was finally closed and the building was put up for sale in 1998. The Soo Theatre Project Incorporated acquired the complex in March of 2003 for $85,000. Initial pledges from generous donors and special arrangements through Old Mission Bank made the purchase possible. Individuals and businesses pledged nearly $100,000 before the end of 2003. The building was showing 70 years of wear and tear. Hard work by volunteers cleaned up the worst of the mess. Soo Welding donated manpower and machinery to remove the steel grates that had covered the entire front of the building. Thanks to Bonacci Construction and many community businesses and volunteers, the dividing wall and then the wall blocking the stage disappeared. After thousands of hours of volunteer hauling and cleaning, wheelbarrowing, and help from Waste Management, the Soo Theatre Auditorium and its stage were one space again. A Cool Cities grant from the state was awarded to help build dance and music studios in the former storefronts. Financial help arrived from the local community. Edison Sioux Electric donated $35,000. The Rotary Club sponsored Dyke Justin's 24-hour swim to raise $5,000. Other cash donations and fundraising efforts, large and small, fueled momentum. Not one, but 2 theater organ systems have been donated to the project and are being restored to be installed in the auditorium. A great debt is owed to the hundreds of volunteers who have donated tens of thousands of hours of their time in the short history of the Soo Theatre Project. Bill Garish has been a man of many talents. Roger Blanchard donates his summer vacation. Jim Howie and Dennis Merkel have been on hand throughout the project. Jessica Stanaway painted the front of Stars. Al McKay and his wife Mary are always around doing whatever needs to be done. August 5th and 7th, 2005, as part of the Lock Sesquicentennial, variety shows with local talent lit up the 75-year-old stage. Board members were first to perform on opening night, singing a song about Sault Ste. Marie. Lock City's chorus of Sweet Adelines International performed with members from Soo, Michigan and Soo, Ontario. A big part of the show featured Singers United, a part of Stars. Soo Community Theatre presented an original historic play for the Sesquicentennial. Both shows were sold out, giving the Soo Theatre Project and the community a taste of things to come inside the Soo Theatre. The Soo Theatre Project took over empty storefronts with outdated wiring, no heating system, and no bathroom. After a lot of hard work by a lot of wonderful volunteers and generous donations of money and services, Stars was born. The grand opening was in September of 2005. 2 music rooms are used for lessons, practice, and impromptu meetings. Once the hardwood floors were refinished and mirrors installed, the dance studio welcomed hundreds of dance students. Barrier-free bathrooms for men and women were an important new installation with matching decor. Original doors from the complex were adorned by Phyllis Bigelow with custom-made deco-style beveled glass windows. In the same space that once was the American Cafe, an office and lounge was built. The inviting area serves visitors, students, parents, and volunteers. From its inception, the Soo Theatre Arts Resource Studio has been a huge success, due in no small part to the highly qualified faculty and their dedication to their students. Hundreds of youngsters have already been mentored in a safe, comfortable environment. Dance classes at Stars provide top-notch instruction at every level. Stars students learn movement and dance, tap, jazz, and ballet. A ballroom dancing club is just starting. Stars has continued to grow with students of all ages in dance, vocal and instrumental music, and theater crafts. Eric Shaw and Karen Hughes conducted one of the master voice classes offered. Even the youngest stars received special attention. Just as the plan had projected, Stars brought together artists, teachers, students, and the public from all over the region. Getting these talented people together in one place has spawned more interest in the arts. In 5 seasons, the Soo Theatre Project has produced or hosted more than 50 shows, many with multiple nights of performance. Major musical productions of Hansel and Gretel, Annie, South Pacific, Oliver, and Guys and Dolls. Operas including Magic Flute, Deflator Mouse, Cosi fan tutte, and Puccini's Gianni Schicchi have offered the area unique cultural events, welcoming amazing guest performers from around the country. Special productions by the Northland Chorus and the Lock Cities Chorus of Sweet Adelines featured a World War II review, songs about love and Table for Two, and a cowboy chorale. Local favorites and special guest performers were featured in That's Amore with Karen Hughes and Eric Shaw. A grand night for singing added Chris and Rosie Hollingsworth. An evening of American Song starred Mark Anton Pavarnik. An evening of Gershwin and an evening of Rodgers and Hammerstein, produced by Mike Dempsey and Friends, showcased Hughes and Shaw, plus Trish Wells, John Young, Lola Kennedy, and Maureen Delaney Lehman. The EUP Fine Arts Council, based in Detour, has brought 5 of their shows to our stage: The Fantastics, Tales of Twain, On Golden Pond, Chicago, and Give My Regards to Broadway. The Sioux Community Theater, now known as the Chippewa Theater Guild, presented The Guys as a benefit for local firefighters. The Children's Ballet Theater of Michigan has visited 4 times. Artistic director Gregory George and his dancers delighted audiences both at the Sioux Theater and the LSSU Art Center. A week-long dance camp gave master classes to 32 local dancers, many of whom joined the CBT on stage for the show. Each summer, our arts exploration, musical theater, voice, and dance camps produce showcase events, musicals, dance shows, and vocal galas to show what they've learned at the Soo Theatre Arts Resource Studios. Visiting performances have spanned the spectrum from acoustic guitar virtuoso Don Ross and bluegrass with the Bait Shop Boys to nationally known magician Keith Stickley, Celtic duo Switchback, Cedarville native Mia Johnson, the cast of Beatlemania, Kid and Nick, and the Sioux Symphony Orchestra. Each spring, hundreds of dancers from the Stars Studio fill the Arts Center at LSSU with major productions. The shows have packed the LSSU auditorium night after night, year after year. For 4 years, dancers and musicians from Stars have started the summer-long Music in the Park series at the Sioux Locks Park. Recital shows of our vast variety of students in vocal and instrumental music are staged throughout the community and in the theater. The local Rotary clubs have raised thousands of dollars for the project by presenting variety shows each fall featuring the very best of entertainers from this area and scenes from our major shows for the annual Rotary Show of Shows. Performing groups like the Footlight Dancers, orchestras, and string ensembles have added to local functions for the Sioux Area Chamber of Commerce, the United Way campaign, and other business and private groups. And the theater has been haunted each Halloween to join in the spirit of downtown trick-or-treating. The outpouring of support for the arts has been overwhelming. In all, over 4,000 patrons enjoyed summer programming at the Sioux Theater. Late in 2006, the Sioux Theater Project received an unprecedented windfall in the form of theater equipment donated by Jim Weir of Mackinac Crossings in Mackinac City. The gift included stage rigging, theater seats, complete lighting and sound systems, curtains and drops, sets, costumes, props, and much more. All of it had to be disassembled and moved from Mackinac City. Volunteer crews worked in snow and wind to bring the generous gift home to the Sioux Theater Project. 750 theater seats were installed in precise formation, led by Taylor and Liz Brugman, with great help from Roger Blanchard. All aspects of the donated equipment, costume, lights, and sound were used during the successful 2007 season inside the Sioux Theater. Also during 2007, an original mirror frame, discovered in the former American Cafe during remodeling, was reinstalled after being meticulously restored by Fran Hoholik. The next step is to tackle a major shortcoming. The majority of the complex, including the auditorium, has no heat, and the upstairs needs to be completely renovated. A totally new heating system must be installed. Proper classroom settings must be created to bring the project to its full potential, a beacon and haven for the arts in downtown Sault Ste. Marie.